Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Stock Market Daily Update. I am Aditya from Mostly Bearish. As you guys know, the live stream is going to be segregated into three parts. The first one is we talk about the live updates that was provided on the Telegram channel so that we get an understanding what actually happened on charts. The second is an analysis on Nifty and Bank Nifty. And the third is your stocks. If you have any stocks that you would like me to look at, make sure you leave it in the comment section or in the chat box itself. So let's get started. So first of all, let's talk about today. On my Telegram channel, the link to that is given in the description below. If you wish to follow me there, you can. We spoke mainly about Nifty, Just Dial and New Gen software, right? Now, I had a view that Just Dial is close to 10%, the circuit is 10%, there might be high chances that Just Dial actually hits that as well. But if you remember, I did not initiate any of the positions mainly because of what I was thinking, right? I told, let price tell what is going to happen. Let's take a look at the Just Dial chart to understand what happened. So, what you see on your screen is Just Dial chart. As it opened, it went about 3.4%, right? Now we know that Just Dial has been strong for quite a few days and the circuit was at 10%. There were high chances that Just Dial could have done that. Well, now if I see, there was a range created from here and here. This was the range where Just Dial was mostly spending its time. When I saw this candle building, that is when I had updated on the Telegram channel that watch out for Just Dial. The main reason behind that is anything can happen. I did not specify any direction. Anything can happen. Plus I told if the prices are below 600, I'm expecting for the move and I'm going to be more careful. What I meant by that is that there are price fluctuation which will happen and below 600, there are high chances that it starts going down. Now if you see here, as and when the prices started going down, and when it went below 600, I had initiated my position. Now the main reason is 600 was a breach of previous close itself and even Nifty started to become weak at that time. From there, as and when the prices did go lower, somewhere around these levels, I completely covered in profit. Now, if I had a view that it is only going to go up, I couldn't have taken this trade. So as a trader, I just want to tell it to you guys that always look at the prices mainly because the price will tell everything. The second stock was New Gen Software Technologies. So when the prices were somewhere around here, that is when I had got an alert that I had to look at this stock. So as and when the prices went up, this was extremely close to the 20% upper circuit. 20% upper circuit was somewhere around 270.65 levels. So I also specified that there is a huge up move. And you need to be very careful and there is a lot of risk. If there is any kind of retracement post which if I see the prices being breached somewhere around 266 levels, there are high chances that the stock may see more upside. So when 266 level was crossed, we saw that the high created here was 269.5. It did not touch the upper circuit. Now from there was this candle which gave me a direction that the move is done. And from here we can see a downside. And if you see, this was the resistance created and from there I expected only if 266 levels are crossed, there might be upside. But I also specified if 258 levels are breached, there will be more downside to it. If you see, as soon as 258 was breached, there was more downside and the stock saw a downfall. Now coming back to segment 2 where we talk about Nifty. I did not talk about Nifty mainly because we were anyway going to cover it in this segment. So let's talk about Nifty and Bank Nifty and see what happened, what were the trades taken and what was the analysis which we did yesterday. Did it actually respect that or not? So let's get started with that. First of all, let's get to the 30 minutes chart. Yesterday I had specified completely the max level. I had given 3 different levels that this was the first level. The second level was 12,000, right? Now, if you see somewhere around 12,000 levels itself, there was a hard resistance. And I've been talking about hard resistance of 12,000 past 2 to 3 days. Now it took proper resistance somewhere around these levels. This is a spot chart and not a future chart. So from there, if we see that there was a downfall, the downside, this was the first level which was breached. We saw how fast I had given time to time update about Nifty on my Telegram channel, right? So as and when the prices started moving down, I had taken a retracement trade. I will show it to you where. And I also specified that in yesterday's video, if these levels are breached, there is a huge gap that needs to be covered. And if you actually see, the whole gap has been covered. Let me draw it for you. The whole gap here has been covered, and from there was a full retracement. Whereas Bank Nifty as well, I had specified if there is any bullishness, 24,800 can be reached. This was mentioned yesterday completely. And if you see here, 24,800 is where it took resistance, and from there the prices started coming down. Now on a break of these levels, the prices came and tested the lows somewhere around here. We will do a full detailed analysis on this, but before that, let me talk about today's trade. So if you see here, when the prices started falling down, I knew that there will be initial exhaustion, and I did not want to hold my position for way too long. But when I initiated my trade, it was on futures, somewhere around here. There was an exhaustion which I saw. I knew there might be some upside. I missed out on this mainly because I was looking at new gen at that time, but that's fine. And as and when the prices started moving up somewhere around here, I had exited completely. And I also mentioned, if I do see some upside, but I want to be very careful about this. The main reason is it's in a downtrend. And I also mentioned again that I was glad that I exited early, mainly because there was a complete fall in the whole Nifty, itself, right? Now towards the end, there was a small trade that I had initiated on call options. That was 850 call options I had bought when I saw that it has been, when I saw this candle building up. My risk to reward was extremely fine, and I knew that I'm going to be risking only 3 rupees for a reward of around 6 rupees. So I did not know that there is going to be a complete V-shaped recovery. So when I bought my when I bought my call option, it was somewhere around here. And when I saw this whole price build up, I got more than 6 rupees, somewhere around 8 to 8.5 rupees is what I completely exited when the prices reached here. Now let's get an analysis of what I'm looking at for tomorrow's levels. Now there is a wide range here. If you see, this is the level where it has taken resistance, but there was a huge drastic fall where this has become a whole resistance. If you see here, this whole gap has also been covered. Now this area is going to act as a support. This area here should act as a support level, and 12,000 should act as a resistance. Now the other thing is, if there is a gap up, I want to change this to a daily time frame. If there is any gap up which is above today's high, there are high chances in the momentum period, that is the first half, there might be a rally. If 12,000 is broken, if these levels are broken, let me draw it for you. All of these levels are broken. In the momentum period, there might be a great upside. If not, I'm expecting it to be somewhere in the range. If not, somewhere between these two ranges is what I'll be looking at. And I will keep giving live updates about Nifty on my Telegram channel. It depends on how it opens. Today's whole range is too wide, right? So we need to get more understanding of where it is going to spend more time. And tomorrow is expiry as well. And if you remember, past 3 expiries, there has been a violent movement in both Nifty and Bank Nifty. But today, almost the whole move was done. We need to see if we can actually see any kind of a violent movement tomorrow as well. Now let's talk about Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, the resistance is again at 24,800 and the lower levels are here. Now one thing about Bank Nifty, if it does open lower, Bank Nifty is going to see some resistance somewhere around here, some support somewhere around here. Even if that is broken, these are extreme moves I'm talking about, mainly because I want to keep my scenarios in perspective, mainly because of today what happened. So there are different scenarios I'm going to be talking about. If these levels are also broken, if you see, this gap has not been covered. If this gap has not been covered and there is more momentum during the momentum period, this can act where it can test these levels. Now it completely depends on tomorrow's opening itself. Now I hope you guys have got an analysis. Yesterday I gave you clear levels about Nifty and Bank Nifty, and I told 24,800 is something I'm looking at Bank Nifty on the top side and 12,000 on Nifty on the top side, where it's taken resistance, and from there when it fell in the downside scenario, I also expected that the gap has not been covered, and that is what we saw on Nifty, and the gap was already covered. Now let's get to the third segment where we talk about your stocks. If you have any stocks, do leave it in the comment section or chat box so that I can look at it. And if I don't get anything, I'll just talk about HDFC for now. Right? Now HDFC has been one of the stocks which I've been looking at for quite some time. And HDFC is a part of my list, the video which I created for stock market week ahead. So let's take a look at what happened in HDFC. Right. Now HDFC is the reason why initial Nifty move happened. If you see the first 20 minutes itself, HDFC kept on going up. And even the fall also was contributed by HDFC and Reliance as well. Now we know that I was looking at this at the levels on this breakout here. As soon as this is broken out, if you see today also there is a new high created. Now I'm going to be skeptical unless the high which is created today is not taken care of. Okay, now there is a message from Vijay Anand. Please analyze Wipro for intraday 5 minutes period. Okay, I'll try to do that. Now Wipro is looking a little weak, right? If you see recently, all the tech stocks last to last week saw a huge up move. There's some kind of a profit booking. Even though results are great, there are a lot of profit booking. Now on 5 minutes chart also, I want to draw a range here. This is the range, initial range from where it saw a breakdown. Right now, this breakdown is the reason behind this breakdown is the fall in Nifty, and which was an initiation of a sell-off itself as of today. Right now, we need to see how Nifty reacts and tomorrow itself what happens. But comparatively, I would suggest IT stock for me are completely weak. I will not be taking long positions in IT as of now. Sania Oswal, can you explain about Infosys today? Yeah. Okay, so you want to understand the move in Infosys, right? So I'll just explain about what happened today. Now, initial move on Infosys was great. In the first 5 minutes, it was skeptical, but the next 25 minutes, there was a directional move. If you see, there is almost somewhere around a 1% move, and this candle, which is a proper doji. This is a doji candle which is formed. What it means is both sellers and buyers are active, but nobody has a clear direction. So you always need to wait for the second candle which is built. Now the second candle, if you see here, the sellers took control. Now a up move is always, when there is exhaustion and up move, it is always followed by a retracement move. So if you see here, this was a retracement move, and the tops of this can always be considered to be resistance. Now during this period, if you look at here, the resistance wasn't broken. The lower level becomes support now. Now the support also stayed. Look at these candles. Always the support, it came back into the range. What I've drawn is a range, but this candle gave you a clarity that the stock prices moved down. It went till these levels, and again it's taken as a resist. The support became new resistance, and from there we saw a downfall. Post which, if you extend the line here, there was some sketchiness in the stock, which I would have completely stayed away, mainly because it's been falling in and out of the range itself. I hope you have understood this. Wipro buyback is at 400, but still the price falls. I wonder why. Okay. Now, I want to tell you there is a concept which I follow. There is this saying, news is noise. Always when news comes out, if you see the Wipro prices earlier itself, they have already done the move. Now everything in stock market we say is discounted. So stock market discounts everything. But yeah, if this is a reality, if you see a gap up in Wipro, there might be chances, yeah, there might be some up move in Wipro, but then the price action itself will tell depending on how the prices open and if there is any bullishness or buying. So you can look at Wipro for tomorrow. Okay. So if there are no other stocks, we'll end the stream here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. The link to my Telegram channel is given in the description below. Make sure you join that as well. Thank you so much.